She just started applying for a maid job. Her newly bought skirt split on the spot. In order to cover her exposed thighs, she lied that the weather was too hot and quickly took off her coat and tied it around her waist. Just when she was glad that she was not discovered by the hostess, the rich husband came over and shook hands with her enthusiastically.
Louisa Clark.
Although Louisa's resume was not bright, the details of covering her thighs made the hostess more favorable, and she immediately decided to hire the seemingly conservative Louisa. But what she didn't know was that today was the day when Louisa was dressed the most simply. The hostess asked her to start work immediately. Although the salary was high, the job content was just to make her paralyzed son happy.
It would be nice if he could think of you as a friend rather than a paid professional.
Louisa was ecstatic, and her eyebrows were also free. But when the hostess pushed open the door, she was completely stunned.
Will, this is Louisa Clark.
I'm Lou.
Seeing Will's shrill cry, Louisa was really scared, but soon he stopped and pointed out sharply that your skirt was torn. Will's rudeness made Louisa look ridiculous. Only then did she realize that Will's ugly behavior just now was all fake. Although she was very resistant in her heart, who would not go for money. However, the next day, Will suddenly became seriously ill. She thought it was another prank, but when the nurse undressed Will to sweat, Louisa found traces of injuries on his wrists. She really couldn't understand why he chose to go to the end of his life when he already had countless assets. Until this day, she accidentally heard Will's parents quarreling. She finally knew that Will planned to euthanize in half a year. The father chose to understand and support his son's decision, but the mother strongly opposed it.
Supporting him, loving him.
He's my son!
Yes, he's my son too!
He gave me 6 months. We can still persuade him.
And do you think the pretty waitress is going to do that?
At this moment, Louisa finally understood why her work contract was only 6 months, because this was the length of Will's life. Louisa really couldn't accept this job of sending people to death, but every time she returned home, she tried to convince herself to stick to it. Dad was unemployed, and Mom was at home taking care of Grandpa. Sister got pregnant before marriage, gave birth to a child, but still wanted to continue to go to college. The pressure of a family of 5 was all on her alone. When Louisa told her sister that she wanted to quit her job, she was strongly opposed by her sister. Worried about the tuition, she advised Louisa to seize this high-paying job. Now that the school has a nursery, it is her chance to change her life. For her sister and her child, Louisa chose to stick with it. So the next day, she changed out of her professional clothes and became herself again. After she and the nurse completed the handover, she and Will were the only ones left in the huge villa.